Someone is desperately trying to marry you. Archangel Michael says you must know their name before time runs out. This is not a fleeting crush or a passing fancy. Archangel Michael says listen closely, this longing arrives in small, unmistakable ways, a voice that slows your breath, a laugh that feels like home, a message that appears when the night is quiet. Archangel Michael says pay attention to the tiny repetitions, because destiny often hides in details you almost miss. Why does a name matter? Archangel Michael says a name is more than letters, it is a key that opens a life into being. Archangel Michael says when you speak a name, you give it gravity and meaning, and that single act can shift a possibility into a promise. Archangel Michael says learning the name is not about control, it is about recognition, showing up to the truth that is asking to be seen. Time is not patient. Archangel Michael says every opportunity has a window, and if you wait until the moment is gone, the path rewrites itself. Archangel Michael says do not rush into fear, but do not ignore the urgent whisper either. Archangel Michael says take small, steady steps, notice, write, ask, and act, so that when the right moment arrives you are ready to respond. You may fear naming someone because naming feels like a commitment. Archangel Michael says fear is natural, and naming is courageous. Archangel Michael says to speak the name is to claim your part in the story, whether that story becomes a shared life or a lesson that strengthens you. Archangel Michael says either way, you win clarity and the peace that comes from having been honest with yourself. Look for signs in ordinary places. Archangel Michael says the name might appear in a melody, a book, a stray photo, or an offhand comment that lodges itself in your mind. Archangel Michael says keep a journal, note coincidences, and trust the quiet pull in your chest. Archangel Michael says practice listening to small urgencies, they are often the map that leads you to the answer. If you speak the name and the person steps forward, Archangel Michael says move with dignity and truth. Archangel Michael says love that arrives with mutual respect becomes strong because it was recognized. If the name does not bring union, Archangel Michael says you will have learned to honor your truth and to move forward without regrets. Archangel Michael says the final lesson is simple, being awake matters. Archangel Michael says when you pay attention, the world responds. Archangel Michael says learn the name, say it when it matters, and choose with awareness. Archangel Michael says destiny leans toward those who are willing to answer when the call comes. Archangel Michael says the final lesson is simple, being awake matters. Archangel Michael says when you pay attention, the world responds. Archangel Michael says learn the name, say it when it matters, and choose with awareness. Archangel Michael says destiny leans toward those who are willing to answer when the call comes. Amen. Amen, and if you made it this far into the video, comment Amen below so the universe and everyone watching knows you chose to listen. Amen. Archangel Michael says your courage to notice is the first step of a story that might change everything. Archangel Michael says keep your heart honest, keep your eyes open, and keep a small notebook where you write down the names, signs, and quiet urgencies you feel. Archangel Michael says each small record trains you to recognize truth faster next time. Amen. Archangel Michael says do not confuse urgency with panic. Archangel Michael says urgency is a gentle insistence that asks you to act with clarity. Archangel Michael says take one small, brave step today, send a message, open a conversation, or speak the name in your mind and see how the world shifts. Archangel Michael says whether this becomes a forever or a lesson, you will have moved forward with intention. Amen. Archangel Michael says repeat this promise to yourself, I will notice, I will name, I will act with truth. Archangel Michael says when you keep that promise, timing aligns and opportunities find their way. Archangel Michael says remember that knowing a name is not the end, it is the invitation to live honestly and to meet life fully. Amen. If you felt this, if the words touched something inside, comment Amen now. Amen. Archangel Michael says the door will open for those who answer. Archangel Michael says be ready, be present, and let your choices be brave and kind. Archangel Michael says your life awaits the moment you decide to say the name that matters. Amen.